Now, I don't know if you're one of those hip hop heads that has been convinced by conspiracy theory that Tupac's going to make a return. If you're one of those hip hop heads that has their fingers crossed hoping for Tupac to make a return, go ahead and uncross those fingers because I think that we just found them. And no, his name is not 3Pac. This is not a trilogy. This is a person, a rapper by the name of Belly Gang Cushington. And my boy Belly Cushington is super down, meaning that he's daring enough to take on extravagant risks. As a matter of fact, he's so down, he would fist fight a tornado without asking anyone to hold his beer. And why are we talking about Belly Cushington? Well, at least from my perspective, he's about to go viral. At least that's what the trends indicate. And that's because he pulled off a really ballsy move. Essentially, he filmed a music video on a highway during rush hour. Now, I can't let you guys listen to the music, but I can, however, show you guys the video. Because as you guys know, on YouTube, you can't play any kind of music. As a matter of fact, YouTubers have nightmares of editing videos with copyrighted music and receiving a copyright strike. It's a real fear. However, if you take a look at the video and instead of focusing on the rapper, and you take a look at the background, you can see that there's traffic. Lots and lots of traffic. Yeah, that's a lot of traffic. And obviously, as you guys can see, he's obstructing it. Nobody can get past. As a matter of fact, apparently, from what the rumors are online, of course, because I haven't confirmed any of this, it seems like he was holding up this entire line of traffic for about 2 hours, which means that none of the cars were moving. Anybody who was unlucky to be behind this rapper did not move. And surprisingly, maybe it's because I've arrived early to this video, but right now, currently in the comment section, a lot of people aren't exactly too angry about this. And it's potentially because they're either fans or because the music was just, it slapped. Bro, like, when I would press play, I had to back up because I didn't want to get slapped. There's 4 comments here from his video, and it reads, I would have been mad as hell if I saw the highway was shut down for this shit. Shut down the highway. This is crazy. The next 2 comments are quoting his lyrics. I got addicted to drugs. I was taking them. I got addicted to plugs. I got addicted to bugs. They were my friends. So it's currently a mixed bag, and that's mainly due to the fact that it's mostly his fans and folks that enjoy his music. So once it gets picked up, I can assure you that this is most likely going to get blasted. Yeah, because this is content for all YouTubers. This is absolutely ridiculous. To think that somebody's going to stop traffic on a busy highway just to film a music video for 2 hours. And there's good indicators that he potentially did this, because if you take a look at that music video he shot, you can see that sometimes he would wear his hat forward and there would be other times where he would wear it backwards. Now, to me, that indicates that he potentially forgot to switch his hat forward whenever he was shooting a shot. Another thing that you might find confusing is that when you listen to his music, or if you listen to him just speak normally, sometimes he'll drop an N-bomb.
Get a break from all the trapping niggas bargaining price. Nigga agave ice.
Now, I would show you more of his content where he drops a nuclear N-bomb, but listen, man, I know some of you guys are going to be confused and ask the question, well, isn't he white? Technically, yes, he is. However, believe it or not, he's also part black.
But what about your earlier days? Like, what was your home like growing up? Do you have both parents, or?
Hell nah, my daddy black, my mama white.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? My mama left me though. You know what I'm saying? She left me when I was born.
Really?
Hell yeah. So my daddy side of the family raised me, like my auntie, my cousin. You know what I'm saying? She was like a ghetto fabulous upbringing, you know what I'm saying? Crazy, like a white boy in the hood, but that's just how it was.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that he's half black because he looks so unbelievably pale. Now, yeah, I just kind of want to go ahead and just answer that, because when I first heard his lyrics, and I know that I saw this a lot in his comment sections, a lot of people were asking the question, hey, he just dropped the N-word. And a lot of us were like, oh, you know, how is he doing this? Because he has an entourage that's mainly black. What cheat code does he have activated? But it turns out that no, he's just half black. He finished his music video, and of course he uploaded it on YouTube, because that's where most artists, almost anybody who wants to be anything or anybody, would go and upload their content. So he uploaded it, and of course this is a third-party plugin, so this isn't going to be totally accurate. But if you take a look at his like to dislike ratio, you can see that his dislike is overwhelming his like button. So expect that number to change drastically in the near future. And lastly, is Belly Gang Cushington going to face any repercussions for this stunt that he pulled? This is still unconfirmed information, so take this with a grain of salt. However, there are some accounts online that are stating that there are cops looking for Belly Gang, because obviously I guess that's against the law, and so they're looking for him. However, if you ask me, I personally don't think that they're going to do anything to him, but who knows, the future could change. But I don't think that anything's going to come of this. And the reason why is because there are other examples, one of those examples being Nipsey Hussle, who ended up halting traffic on the 110 over in California, Los Angeles. And there doesn't seem to be any record of Nipsey Hussle breaking any of the laws during the time when he filmed that. So perhaps that was a controlled situation. And perhaps the whole situation with Belly Gang, that's most likely controlled. And the reason why I suggest that is because, well, whenever I look online to see if there's any news outlet that's covering this story, there doesn't really seem to be anybody covering it. And usually I'm not exactly the most reliable source. So I would rather allow, news outlets that do have sources within the, police community or whatever, allow them to reach for that information. And if nobody reports on it, then most likely there was nothing there to begin with. So most likely that whole situation, they have a permit for that perhaps, but who knows? The future is still untold. So I'm going to go ahead and end it there. That's really all I wanted to share with you guys. I thought this whole story was pretty absurd, ridiculous. That's really all I have for you guys, and I'll see you guys next video.